Welcome back if you have already been with us in our collective community. Welcome if you are new. My name is Brini, the anartchemist, and Spirit called me to see what you need to know at this time. So whenever you're seeing this message, it is timeless, but it should bring you some clarity or some insight. I hope everyone is doing well. Spirit of all that is spiritual and divine, I'm so very grateful to be a messenger and a mouthpiece. I know these messages will reach exactly who they are meant to. May they be clear cut and concise. We're going to start with this colorful deck, messages from the universe, and see what's going on. Spirit, speak to our collective community clearly. What are the messages? All right, we've got two. We have don't be misled. And we have give yourself much more credit. This came out for us recently. Don't be misled. It says when fear speaks, it's always wrong, unless being chased by wildebeest. And when love speaks, it's always right and usually bouncy. Game on. Give yourself much more credit. Says a stranger than strange, preponderance to ponder. Those in great relationships aren't always those who are good at relationships. And those in challenging relationships aren't always those who are bad at relationships. Oh, see? Wow. Even though I use preponderance ineptly, this one is really good. Please ponder. So it seems as though you're being given some clarity on the relationships you've had and the relationships you will have, the people that you've had them with, and the people you will have them with. It said those who are in good relationships aren't always good at them, and those in bad ones aren't always bad at them. So this is giving the understanding or understanding that sometimes people just aren't your people. It doesn't make them bad or good. It just means they're not aligned with you personally. One or two more from this deck, please, Spirit. What does our collective community need to know at this time? Yeah, we have if they once loved you, they still do, and it came out in the reverse. The back of the card says, thanks for every single time you ever fell in love, whether or not it was obvious, whether or not it lasted, and whether or not you were loved back, it changed everything. Actually, you're always loved back. You change her. So it coming in the reverse says maybe someone does not love you back. We've all had to come to grips with that at some point in our lives, right? Whether it was romantic or familial, even a job situation. Don't be misled. Give yourself much more credit. If they loved you, they still do. In the reverse, I feel like you're meant to give yourself much more credit about what you bring to the relationship and not to focus so much on what the other person brings, where the other person makes or breaks this connection. In our interpersonal relationships, it can be easy to assume that the reactions we get from someone are indicative of our worth or our capacity, and that's not true. We are only ever responsible for our half of a relationship. So, collective community, if you have been struggling to move forward from some sort of situation or relationship, we have the Sun card. You may need to meditate on the truth of the matter. Three of Pentacles, we're not meant to work with, collaborate with, commit to everybody. You see, this is when my decks aren't easy to shuffle, it tells me that some energy needs to be sorted out. We have the Hierophant here. This has to do with the spiritual guidance you are receiving. And some people are not spiritually aligned with you. We have the Emperor here. The Emperor is going to maintain stability and control within his own life and within himself. It's giving man in the mirror energy, and it definitely prevents more heartbreak and more mental strain when you operate that way. I am seeing Saturn's ring on this card, so this could have to do with your sense of stability and discipline. It could also have to do with your Saturn return. Three of Wands in this deck. This has come out for us recently. You have a vision for what your life should look like. You're never really meant to judge another person. You're only meant to discern whether they are aligned with you. And now someone is cutting grass outside super loud, and I'm not going to edit it because to me, with the Chariot appearing as soon as that happens, there's a certain spiritual balance that you're needing to strike And you're gonna have to be able to maintain that regardless of outside forces and outside noise. Your joy should be impenetrable to the point where someone's presence or absence does not make or break you. These messages are reoccurring recently. What are the messages for us from the tarot spirit? Speak to our collective community. Speak to us clearly, please, and thank you. Again, I hope everyone is doing well. Definitely subscribe if you have not already. Hit that thumbs up button. Share this message out to someone you think may need to hear it. Okay. Definitely turn your post notifications on so you can be notified whenever I post. Utilize the community board. It is open to you all to post on yourselves. You don't have to wait for me to strike conversation or connect with each other. And I am running a summer sale until July 4th, giving you 19% off all of my services. So do utilize that. I do prefer to have everything to be easily accessible. So all the links you need are on my channel. One or two more from this deck. Okay. Let's see. First out was the Four of Cups. So this energy, as we've seen recently, speaks to boredom or playing at apathy, when in reality, you're just feeling a bit unfulfilled. Yeah, the Sun card. This had to be flipped over. Sometimes you have to reveal your joy to yourself. You cannot always wait for life to reveal it to you. Sometimes you need to take your ass outside and look at the trees or listen to the birds or allow joy to find you. A child laughing and playing in your neighborhood, a good show, a good meal. Yeah, Page of Wands. It's to the point where you need to be able to make opportunity instead of solely wait for it. Wow. Both the Emperor and the Empress coming out next to each other. Perfect balance. And this is your inner divine masculine and feminine before it's you and another person. Yeah, because we have this Four of Pentacles with a lock on it. You know, your stability does not require someone outside of yourself. And these messages are reoccurring because we're still needing to really walk that out and practice it. And it can be difficult because, of course, human beings require connection. So sometimes it can get a bit lonely when we're not feeling the ways in which we want to feel when it comes to joy and it comes to happiness and it comes to the enjoyment of life. But we need to be able to strike that fire ourselves. We can't always be sitting around waiting for someone to have a lighter. Your life becomes more enriching when you have everything that you need. When you have everything that you need, when you can provide for yourself, and when you can really master the ability to receive. Because otherwise, it seems like this stability or security you're waiting on is not going to occur. And I can't help but notice that the background of this card is pink, just like the Empress card. It seems like the foundation for this Four of Pentacles would be your inner divine feminine energy. That's something that needs to be cleared and practiced and purified so that you can receive the stability. It's not all about working for it. It's not all about Saturn. It's not all about discipline. There is this energy of interruption and frustration and stress and just feeling overall that things are not going the way that you think they should go. Yeah. Page of Pipes on the bottom of the deck. This Page of Swords energy where we're on the defense to what spirit is trying to give us simply because it doesn't look the way we think that it should look. I'm also picking up on the energy of crumbs. You know, we deserve more than crumbs. This just looks like to me that it's like, how dare you be excited for crumbs? How dare you gather for crumbs? I'm getting those movie scenes where like someone's throwing out money or dropping money from a building and there's bills everywhere and everyone just flocks as if their life depends on it, risking being trampled, getting elbowed, pushed, everyone fighting, and you know, for what? And how ironic is it that the very security and abundance you're waiting for The divine seems to be equating to crumbs. Who wouldn't want them dollar bills to make their life easier? But we're focused on joy. We're focused on fulfillment. We're focused on the intangible things that no one can take from us. And also the things that no one can give to us. It says, give yourself much more credit. Do not be misled. It's not about what people offer you or give to you. That's a bonus. Those things should be sprinkles upon your life. It should not be your foundation. What else, Spirit? The Hermit card. It's about you first, baby. Introspection. What do you need to work on? What do you need to be doing? I'm picking up on the energies of constantly watching and listening for what other people are doing, how their lives are going. What do they have going on? Are you healing? Are you doing your work? Because it looks very cold where you are because you're so concerned about someone else's warmth. I'm picking up on someone's energy where it's an issue that someone is able to strike their own fire and maintain it. That's not the energy of an emperor. Now I'm hearing sirens. Hey, thank you for the synchronicity, Spirit. That's a problem. That's a warning sign. When you are too concerned with someone else's light and meanwhile you're shivering, that's an issue. Worried about everybody else but you. That's not going to work. And if this is resonating with you, you're meant to accept the guidance instead of getting defensive like, man, that's not me. Or, hey, we've all had to work on these things. We're all on our own paths on different types of timing while under the umbrella of divine timing. And your timing doesn't look like someone else's. The same thing could happen to another person and their healing time would differ from yours. The time in which they bounce back or the time in which they reach a certain level of abundance is different than yours. The more you compare, the more you compare, the less you are concerned with your own energy, the less you're tending to your own portion, your own plant, your own livelihood. Collective community, you may be meant to be doing some pruning at this time, some removal work. You're so busy trying to add when Spirit is actually guiding you to subtract. And then there's that Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck. It's like you're so concerned about aligning with another person. You're so concerned about this divine match, this divine union. Where's my person? What's my person doing? What's my person up to? Is my person with someone else's? Hey, did you do what you were supposed to do? And that also keeps coming out. Yeah. Five of Wands. That inner turmoil, the inner trouble you experience when you're too concerned about another person. This is also your ancestors inviting you to do something different. This is in the reverse. This is the Ten of Wands. It doesn't have to be such a heavy burden. Whatever it is. I don't know specifically what it is. Book your personals. That link is there for a reason. And also I'm getting like when you have such an issue with equal energy exchange or such an issue with putting out, you cannot receive. You're so concerned about the cost of a thing or the risk of a thing that you won't be able to enjoy the thing because you won't receive it because you will have been too busy focused on what you had to give out. Focus on giving yourself more. That way you won't be so stressed about giving someone else something. You won't feel like you're missing out on something. You won't feel like you have less just because you're giving. Page of Pentacles. There's this divine opportunity for you to grow in a way that you've never grown before. And you're missing out because you're so focused on looking outside of self. There's your Ten of Cups. There's the song you're waiting to hear. There's the joy. There's the community. There's the love. There's the life. There's everything. And I love the moon card in this deck because it's like there is just this surprise, this secret, this this gift, and you have no clue how good it's going to get because you're struggling to get past the removal of a thing or several things. You have to let some things go. Here's the Hierophant card. My air just clicked on as a confirmation. When spirit guides you and you don't move, you will be stuck. Period. You don't get to skip to the family and the community and the happy, happy, joy, joy, and the commitment when you can't commit to self. The Hermit card is a commitment to self, to consciousness, to learning, to divinity, to who you are, showing up and showing the divine that you will do your work, you will do what's required so that you can have more. Don't be misled by what other people are doing. Don't be misled by other people's anointing and their light because you don't know their grueling process behind closed doors. And I've been picking up on that a lot recently and haven't said much about it. But the more you focus on someone else's growth and coin and pockets and wallets and all that stuff, the less you're focused on yours. So you won't be able to create what you want to see when you're steady looking over there. You're looking over there in that lane and you're about to run into someone in front of you. The world is going to keep on spinning, baby. You're either going to do it or you're not. But you don't get to come together with anyone who's on that type of time if you're not on that type of time. You got to get on divine time. You got to ride that wave. You got to be willing to get on that ride. And right now, what I'm getting is that ride has a warning sign before the line, before you even get up there to wait for the ride. It's telling you this ride is not for you. Yet and still you will show up and try to get up there and then be mad if something goes wrong. You'll think you want what someone else has until you start finding out what it takes to get it. Yeah, the Hangman. A lot of people have had a lot of perspective shifts, a lot of epiphanies about what it is that they wanted so badly. And you don't know. King of Cups, that same energy coming out. Just because someone presents a certain way does not mean you know them. You never know the work that someone has had to do to have what they have unless you ask and they are honest and forthcoming and self-disclosing enough to share that with you. Let's not make assumptions. You don't know what they had to do to balance their scales. One or two more from this deck, please, Spirit. Six of Cups. You also cannot be too reminiscent on the past. I feel like that has to do with this energy. If they once loved you, they still do. Sometimes as human beings, we just want that ego stroke. We just want to know that someone's still down bad for us. We just want to know that we still have access. Who cares? Go get what's meant for you. Go get what's aligned for you, just like the other person has done. I feel like this is just an energy of fear-based thinking. Well, if they don't want me, then who do they want? Well, if they're not doing this, then what are they doing? What are you doing? What can you do to become someone who they might want? Look at all the cards falling out like that as I say that. It's like your focus is in the wrong spot. You shouldn't be trying to be what or who someone needs. You should be embodying the person that you want and need. And then you align with someone who's on your type of time. You know, we're not all meant for each other. At least not in the ways that we think. Anything else from this deck, Spirit? Ace of Pentacles. It fell right on top of this card where I was saying you might need to be working on subtracting or eliminating instead of being so focused on gain, because this divine opportunity seems like it can't show up until you have the capacity for it. You're so focused on hanging on to every single one of these buds, thinking that you're saving. You need some for a rainy day, or you need some for yourself, or you can't touch this fund because of XYZ. And the divine is like, what I have for you was much bigger anyway. Look how much bigger this bud is. So what would be the big deal if you cut one of these off? This could be a stream of income, this could be a person, this could be a habit. Whatever it is that you've been avoiding cutting off seems like it is a very, very easy trade for what the divine has for you. You're so concerned about that little bitty bud and you can't see that this is what spirit has for you. I feel like this is a person. Yeah, the Eight of Wands. This could have to do with some sort of communication. I'm getting like correspondence or emails. I'm seeing MO. So it could be someone's MO to do a certain thing. Anything else? I heard move on to a new deck. Yeah. You need to be focused on getting the proper credentials for what you're asking for. That's the Nine of Wands. That's like the last stretch of the race or the marathon. And it's you versus you. It's not about anyone else. It's your picture that's going to go here. So what can you do to better your life? Look at this. Look at this. I just said race or marathon, and then there's the trophy on the bottom of the deck, the Six of Wands, the victory, your place in leadership, your accomplishment as a leader in your own life first. Don't be misled. I feel like if this is resonating you, maybe you want to be the leader and you don't have the credentials. Maybe you want to be led and someone else doesn't have the credentials. This is about focusing on you. What do we have from my deck, please, Spirit? Thank you for the messages. Thank you for always giving us what we need. Again, hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow. Hit the like button. I want to start seeing the likes at least look something like the amount of views, whatever that number may be. When these messages resonate, that is the easiest way for you to contribute and show your gratitude. Share it out, comment. That link will also allow you to tip me. That is definitely appreciated and welcome. I'm just getting a very stingy energy. And you see how my phone moved? I'm just getting that something is not going to become stable until you are more comfortable with giving. And it starts with you. You're so concerned about what you can get that you're not giving. And the first person you need to be giving to is you. You seeking guidance is giving to yourself. So then maybe you mash that with appreciation. I'm not even just talking about me. If you watch other readers or you get some other sort of guidance, show the universe that it resonates. Show the universe that you're grateful, because what are we talking about every week in these gratitude messages, y'all? Gratitude begets abundance. It would take you 2 seconds to comment thank you for the message. Take you a millisecond to hit the like button. Take you $1 or $2 or $5 to tip someone for their services. You got to get out that stingy energy. It's not frugality, it's being cheap. And you can't be mad when that's what you get back. Look at what's coming out. I'm not telling you anything that spirit is not trying to get into that big head of yours. It says invest, vend, return, flip, dual, save. Angel numbers 1188 and 848. How are you going to be this focused on receiving and you're not giving anything? You're not investing anything. You come to readers' channels and soak up all the free stuff and won't book or won't tip. It's crazy. Look at this. Crystal ball. Oracle, counsel, prophecy, mystic, foresight, future. You don't have these gifts for yourself, so you seek them outside of yourself. And then you don't show gratitude. Some of you also need to be focused on your own gifts. All of my messages should be a confirmation of your intuition. I just saw 444 in the time. Plug. Outsource. You're outsourcing for guidance. You're outsourcing for resources. You're outsourcing for whatever you need. But you're missing the gratitude portion, collective community, if this is resonating with you or this is someone you're dealing with. You don't get this without gratitude. You want to plug into someone else's supply and not even give a thank you? Bollocks. What else from my deck, Spirit? Thank you. Gratitude. Plane, rushing, flight, getaway, trip, airplane mode. Yeah, I'm just getting that flighty energy. Some of you may need to plug into some spiritual counsel before you're able to get away from wherever you're trying to leave. I did recently post something saying it's time to leave. Maybe you're going back and forth about this decision or trying to determine where you should go or what you should be doing. We did just have a message about the clarity behind purpose and career and finances. There's that lipstick card. Kiss, cosmetic, enhancement, details, makeup, seduction. And it's in the reverse. So I'm getting an applause from your guides because you have put this energy down of feeling like you need to put on a front for anyone or feeling like it's something on the outside. This Hermit card does say that we're working on the inside. And you are meant to give yourself much more credit for what you have done. Just don't be misled and think that it has less to do with giving and less to do with gratitude. I spoke about this on a recent live stream. It needs to be about others too. That's where the big blessings come in. That's where you know your heart is clean and open to receive because you don't have an issue giving. It doesn't terrify you every time you think of giving to someone. The leaf card. You're meant to turn over a new leaf when it comes to this energy. Change, effect, hues, notice, and death. 141, 844. You don't get to that abundance, that divine portion until you die to your old self, until you change, until these changes take effect, until you decide that in any season you can make changes, and then you follow up with the action that's needed. Then you get cozy. Then you get the comfort. Warmth, match, missing, cozy, comfort. 115, 876. Again, I feel like collective community, you're very concerned about finding your match. Very concerned about finding your person. Look at this. Emperor and Empress. And it's like you can have that, but I feel like the stability is locked up because there's an issue with giving. That divine masculine energy has to give. It has to invest in order for things to be multiplied. You can't want the Empress or the divine feminine or want to receive and you're not giving anything. You have to provide something. You have to have some sort of supply. If you ran a business or a store, you would have to have something to give before you can receive. And that goes back to that message of crumbs, because when you have a lot to give, and I'll use myself as an example, when you have a lot to give and you show up and you give it with grace and abundance without concern for what you might receive back, it's all good and dandy until you realize, oh, this is crumbs, baby. We're not doing that either. The divine never said you had to accept crumbs. So there's an imbalance here. I'm getting some of you who are not giving enough and expecting to receive, and then some of you who are giving too much and not receiving enough. Either way, there's an imbalance. And when I speak about equal energy exchange, that's what I mean. If these messages are free to you, it is free for you to like. It is free for you to comment. It is free for you to share. It is free for you to subscribe. It is free for you to turn on your post notifications. If you want to receive more from me or whatever guide, oracle, source of divinity you decide to tap into, then you're going to need to invest. This card says invest. You keep waiting for your favorite readers to post more messages so you can gain more insight when you need to just book the reading. I told somebody in my comments today, you might just need to book a personal reading. And I didn't even say book with me. Book with your favorite reader. Book with someone you trust. You cannot expect to gain more and do less. Here's the pin card. Take, lost, express, learn, note, apology. 211101, there might be an apology that needs to be given, especially if you were taking, and not giving anything. Again, for the past couple of weeks, we've been getting something needs to be expressed. Some sort of level of support. You can't want more from a thing or a person and not give it support. You can't expect to see results of what you want to see without supporting that thing. And that's that divine masculine energy. That is support. That is foundational. And this foundation is locked up until you do that. You want the support. You want the softness. You want the cool side of the pillow. You want the decorations and the cushion, and you want it to look good. But the root and the foundation of it is rotted. That doesn't work. Last card from this deck, please. Thank you, Spirit. The Rose card. Release, self-love, pleasure, conflict, relate. And I'm going to leave it in the reverse. Angel number 666 and 432 say you need to refocus on your heart space. You need to refocus on your self-love. You need to refocus on what actually gives you pleasure, and then focus on giving yourself more of it before you look outside of yourself for it. Because until you are ready to invest, and it doesn't have to be right now, but until you are ready to invest, you will not receive. So if it is an issue with feeling safe, an issue with feeling secure, give to yourself and trust that you will always give back to yourself what is needed and what you want. I don't really feel the need to clarify anything. I'm being told to get you all a Soul Symphony Oracle card, and then I will plant this where it is. Again, I am always wishing everyone well. If you've been here with me before, sometimes Spirit moves through me in a way where we have to get to the nitty-gritty, where I do have to take a certain tone. And if it offends you, you can click off. Closed off. Refuse to give in. That's what's causing you anxiety, because you refuse to surrender. You refuse to give. And got the nerve to be sitting there being envious over something, being petty, seeking attention. That's some low vibrational whack shit. Yeah. No wonder someone is guarded and defensive against you, because your heart chakra been blocked. How you want to be loved, but your heart chakra is blocked. And then you're concerned about someone being with someone else. Everyone deserves to be loved properly. Everyone deserves to be loved properly. The ways in which they need to be loved. Again, that platinum rule. I don't care about no gold when it comes to love. Give me what's platinum. Give me what's real. Give me what I want and need, not what you think that I want and need. That's the power of the divine masculine. The divine masculine can only take on that dominant, big daddy, boss energy when he understands himself and can actually see and intuit his feminine. Take that as it resonates. Could be talking about your inner energies or your energy in relation to someone else. Someone is thinking about you. Someone's thinking about the good times, looking at pictures, yada, 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 feeling on edge. They can't wait any longer to be with you. They want to reunite right now. It's not time, because they're still not ready to invest, period. They're still stuck in a petty energy. Can't do that. What are the messages, Spirit? Why did you have me grab this deck? Show us clearly. And keep in mind that we all have divine masculine and divine feminine energy. Whichever energy you are more dominant in, or whichever one you tend to portray or project physically is your business. Put your pronouns where they need to be. Okay, that's kind of a lot, but there's that jealousy again. So let's see. We have heartstrings in the reverse. It says mind games, taking advantage, playing with feelings, stringing along. So at least you've done the inner work to know that that type of energy is not going to work. That's that distorted feminine energy. When you think you need to play games and do the whole in and out and keep somebody on their toes emotionally, that's the distorted feminine. That's what we need to be growing out of. There's the reminiscing card. So that tells me there was some introspection, some dwelling on what happened and why it happened a certain way. There's some sort of call that's not being answered or that's not outgoing, expressing, conversation, unblocking, hearing your voice. And this is in the reverse. I feel like, hey, they may not they may not love you. You may need to accept that. Hey, book your personal readings because I don't know the situation. Comment below. Tell me what it's about. I don't know for certain. We have secrets in the reverse, exposure, being judged, hiding truth. So again, I've been saying for a while, secrets are going to continue coming out. And maybe someone's not unblocking you or someone's not concerned about talking to you because they know the truth now. Simply put, something could have happened around winter, or you could have been born in that season, or someone you're dealing with was. We have options, juggling connections, addictions, player. You think somebody's going to sit around and deal with that energy and they don't have to? And they love themselves? Absolutely not. New boo. Seeing someone new, happy place, new love blossoms, enjoying each other. This could have to do with you releasing someone or someone releasing you. Either way, we're on the up and up. And we can't be on the up and up if we're not willing to do the necessary subtraction, extraction, whatever you want to call it. It's time to let go. You have to let go in order to receive. I'm being told to also get a romance oracle. Maybe this will give you a hint as to what this is actually about when it comes to what's going on between that emperor and that empress. Because again, those coming out next to each other is a big deal. I'm hearing big shit popping by T.I. Let's see. Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. We already had the player card. So what I'm getting from that is what I touched on earlier. That commitment piece is missing. Nobody said you had to go down to the chapel today, but you do have to commit to what you say you want. And when you entertain other options, whether it be work or romance or whatever the case may be, you are showing the universe that you don't care which one you get. You don't care if you get the one you really want because you're pouring into too many freaking cups. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. That's what this energy is giving. Someone here in this energy is not waiting around for a soul. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. You may need to retreat from this pursuit if you're not willing to commit to something. Deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Yep. And it fell. Oh, nope. That's not the card that fell. Engagement fell on the floor. And it was in the reverse. Someone could have called off an engagement because there was no actual chemistry. It seems like it was a situation where it was just dutiful, and that's not love. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture, and this is the romance of a lifetime sticking out of the deck. I'm telling you, if you're getting that urge to do something, offer something, commit to something, do it. Plug in. When it has the potential to grow, you don't want to be the one preventing it. But mind you, if you know anything about plants or growing hair, anything like that, those trims, that pruning is what helps the plant's health overall. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So again, when you continue chasing those other options and doing other things, you are signaling to the universe that, okay, you don't want it. You don't want them. So, hey, we'll bless them with someone new because you want to play around. What are the messages from this deck, Spirit? Why did you have me grab this one? Show us clearly, please, and thank you. We have reconciliation in the reverse. Someone from your past is returning to your life in the reverse. If they once loved you, they still do. In the reverse, they're not coming back. I'm getting I'm getting another scene from Roll Bounce. Why is it always Roll Bounce? But it's not funny, but it is funny because it's the way he said it. It just makes me laugh. But he was telling X, like, she's gone. She's never going to come back. And the sooner you let her go. Crying. Yeah. Hey, you saw it come out in the cards. They're not coming back. You can't get through because they don't want you. They're not coming back. Stop torturing yourself, reminiscing, looking at pictures, trying to conjure this person up, playing around in their energy, because you're just going to continue to prevent your growth. You're going to continue preventing where your life is meant to go, because clearly it's not meant to go with this person. This fell right on reminiscing. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Not with this person, though. You need to go within. Hermit, you need to go within and figure out why you're still so caught up on this person when you're the one who did wrong. That's what I'm getting. Let your friends help you on the bottom of the deck. Ask for and accept support from others. I talked about support. You may need some help getting over this person. Free yourself fell right on this card. It's time to take back control of your life. You cannot be the emperor and you're sitting here pining over someone who doesn't want you or isn't answering the phone or who blocked you. Trust on the bottom of the deck. This situation is calling for you to have faith. You need to have faith that you can do something else. You need to have faith that there is someone or something else for you. Last one or two from this deck, please. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world and express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. I feel like this is for someone else. When you retreat from the world with that hermit energy, you may very well see that something is worth expressing or making the gesture. I am not talking to you if you want someone who does not want you. If you're trying to talk to someone who does not want to talk to you. And it's clear because you're blocked everywhere and they have not made an effort to unblock you or to come toward you. Let it go. It's come out many times for us collective community. There will be people from the past, whether it's family, friends, romantic partners, whatever, who don't want to see us in this energy, who don't want to see us getting the flowers we deserve, who don't want to see us happy and enjoying life. And again, that's too damn bad. Again, trust. This situation is calling for you to have trust. If you have been feeling like you don't know if the feelings are mutual, trust. Trust the signs and synchronicities you're getting, because I promise you, you're receiving them. You're either ignoring them or trying to downplay them. And that's on you. But there are two people in this retreat card, and there are two people in the express your love card. It may be time to just be like, hey, let's get away. I'm hearing Mary J. Blige. You take me away. Security. Did she say security? I don't really remember all the lyrics, but it might be time for a getaway. Plan that trip. Send that invite. Baby, let's get away for a minute. I want to travel with you. I want to travel the world with you. Let's get up out of here. Let's get up out of this energy. Let's leave the past in the behind. In the behind. Okay. I'm gonna plant this here. I am genuinely always wishing everyone well in accordance with their highest good. Again, subscribe, comment, like the video, hit the thumbs up. It's right there. Share this out to someone you feel like may need to hear it. Let's continue to run it up so we can continue to support each other, and we just continue to let stuff go, man. The divine has so much more for us than what has been. And if that wasn't the case, we would still have it or have them. Right? Right. So don't shoot the messenger, because my ancestors will shoot that ass back. They never ever miss. And until next time in divine time, peace.